There's a period.
Welcome to Skol
Then
Chat
it's
number
a new
7, a podcast for friends and family to get together to talk about the Minnesota Vikings. This week, we're going to talk about our too soon predictions on who's going to make the 53-man roster and who are the Vikings going to try to get onto their practice squad. Before we start, please subscribe if you like what we are doing and hit the like button. Either way, please comment on the video so we know where we can make improvement. All right, who's going to take her
4
off?
times the charm.
Yeah, 3rd time's the charm. 3. Yeah, take 3.
All right, so we're going to talk about who's going to make the roster.
I nominate Tom to make the roster.
I'm going to say all of them. It's like playing Yahtzee. You just got to shake it up a little bit and see what comes out of it. So we were already talking earlier about them having, they're going to have obviously two quarterbacks and possibly a third on standby, but they'll have 2 actives and 1 on the practice squad. What do you guys think on that? I think, is McCarthy going to be one of the starters or?
McCarthy is the starter.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be McCarthy and Sam Howell as the backup.
Yeah.
Now, if they go with 3, my prediction is the third quarterback going to be the quarterback from University of Minnesota. He's going to beat out Rippon.
Yeah, I bet you. I don't know. Brett Rippon could probably move up, but that depends if they actually give him a shot and try him out. I bet you.
Well, all the quarterbacks are going to have their shot at because they changed rotation around. The only one that, it might
they got to
be
be early in the season so they know if they're going to be able to handle it before we get too far into the season. Otherwise, they just throw them in there thinking it's going to work out, and it never, usually doesn't work out very well.
I agree, though. I think Rosmer is probably going to be the third man.
Yeah, the amount of money that they paid him guaranteed and everything else, I don't see him letting him go. And besides that, if he's even with Rippon, just even in the performance during training camp and the preseason game, if he's even Q as Rippon, they're going to pick him over Rippon because he's going to be cheaper.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
It took me a long time to get this on the screen, so I haven't really been paying attention. I was just going to say, though, do you know who Rippon's dad is?
Yeah, he used to play for Redskins, now Commanders.
Yeah, I think, did they win the Super Bowl at the Metrodome, and was it 1991?
God, I can't remember.
I believe that was it, but...
How could they fit that many horses in one parking lot?
That's because they just had an article yesterday where they're talking about switching it back, the Native Americans want to be switched back. They want their chief put back on there again.
Oh, for the Redskins? Mm-hmm. Nice. I mean, they should. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it is, I haven't heard any Lakotas complaining about the University of North Dakota, the Fighting Sioux, but they had to change their name.
Well, they're the Fighting Hawks now. They changed their name.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they had to change it to the Fighting Hawks. Huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the UND Fighting Hawks. I still keep track of their football team just for fun. All right, so we're saying JJ McCarthy, starter, obviously. Sam Howell's going to be second team. And then we're saying cut Brett Rippon. And then Max Brosmer is going to be on the practice squad.
He'd be the third quarterback, yeah.
So you're saying they're going to keep 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm saying they're going to keep 3.
On active? On the 53?
Well, most of the time he won't be dressed, Well, he'll be dressed, but he's inactive, but he can come in if anything happened to McKinn be the third quarterback.
Well, then he has to be activated. So he has to be activated, and he can't be on the practice squad for that week. So we're saying for week 1, what are they going to start out with?
They're going to
start out with 3 quarterbacks on the active.
Okay. Let me inactive. Like the players, every week they got the inactive. The players won't be in the game. The game roster. That's what I'm saying. If you remember looking back at who's inactive, the third quarterback is always listed as inactive. But if anything happens to the starter and the backup, then they can bring in the quarterback. Look it up to see if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah, you know, you're right. And I completely forgot. I thought with the expansion of the practice squad that they could have, they've expanded the active game rosters throughout the years too. So they can
But
have,
the
look, so you have a 53-man roster, you have your 17 spots on your practice squad, and each game week for the game, from what I see, you can have 48
suited up
players
for the
active,
game.
but 47 if the team has 7 or fewer offensive linemen. I'm not sure exactly what that means because the AI found that for me, so I'm not sure if how accurate that is. But 48 to 47. So I get what you're saying then.
Yeah.
So
Then
I'm going to do a little.
Also keep in mind that bringing a player, if there's a player on a practice squad, you can bring a player up for a game, but you only can do it 3 times with that player.
All right, so we're getting in the weeds here, but so if we're keeping these 3, these are going to be active.
Yeah.
And then you can, if you want to, throughout the season, that's going to make things more complicated, but you can always demote them, Rob, assuming if they pass waivers down to the practice squad. As long as you cut somebody.
I don't think you can do that. The only way you can do that, if they were on the practice squad, you brought them up to the active roster, you can put them back on the roster or the practice squad. But if you got someone that's already on the 53, after all the cuts, if they're on the 53, you can't demote them down to the practice squad, I don't believe. I believe they end up cutting them, then putting them.
Yeah, you would have to cut them. They would have to clear waivers. And again, that was getting too far in the weeds. But if we're saying we're going to keep these 3 on the active roster, are they going to try to keep Brett Rippon on the practice squad to keep him around?
They might go ahead and cut him and try to bring him back.
Yeah, it's hard to say. So we'll just add.
All right. Well, for now, we'll keep.
For now, right?
Well, we're gonna have these 3 because I think the projection is that we're gonna have 3 quarterbacks. I just put Red here just because he may not be active every week, but he's gonna make the initial 53-man roster. So that means we're just gonna move on to running backs then.
Well, it's gonna be Aaron Jones.
We got the quarterback situation kind of.
Yeah, I think so. Right, guys? Are we all in agreement?
Yeah, we got it all figured out.
Where's Mud?
So we got Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason for sure. Last year they only kept 2 running backs to begin the year, and Ty Chandler was one of them, and that didn't work out too well.
So they went and traded. They went and traded for what's his name for the second or third time.
I heard about that guy. What's his name's pretty famous nowadays.
Yeah, they got Jordan Mason. This is what Joe was saying. It's going to be definitely Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason.
Right,
If they keep the third guy, who do you think is going to be? I don't know. I mean,
well, last year, like I said, they kept 2, only 2, and then the fullback last year, so they could keep more wide receivers. Are they going to keep 2 again? Are they going to go with 3?
I see him keeping.
I think they might just go with.
They didn't even surpass their cap, did they? I thought they stayed under it.
Yeah, they're under the cap. But I mean, Ty Chandler didn't produce much. The only thing right now is he's penciled in as one of the kick returners on special teams.
Well, see, that's where it's a little confusing because he doesn't do anything except for being on special teams. But here lies the thing. How come they went and got people, and some of the people they got that pretty sure they're going to cornerback for the defense. Shit, I can't think of his name right now. So I'm going to look at my list here because I can't see that one. Where is he here? Isaiah Rodgers. He can return kickoffs and punts, So are they going to keep Chandler? Because now with the new kickoff rule, you can have 2 back there for receiving the kickoff.
I think they cut ties. I don't think he's going to make it. I think they're going to cut him.
Yeah, I think they're going to either going to go with Trey Stewart or Xavier Scott. One of those guys good enough on the practice squad up there. Just keep 2 on active.
All right, so we put them up.
I'm saying if they keep it, they can make it work.
Well, I'll just say, like, just looking at, so Trey Stewart is 5'8" and 186 pounds. And then Xavier Scott is 6'1", to almost 220. So unless Trey Stewart can blaze, I can't imagine them keeping him. So Xavier Scott might be too close of a build to Jordan Mason.
Well, I'm thinking you're talking about Scott, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. What I understood with the new kickoff rule. Now, if they have like the one I mentioned, Isaiah Rogers back there, this Scott, being the size he is, he would be a good blocker for Isaiah Rogers. You follow what I'm saying? Because you don't want a 185-pounder trying to block for the kick returner.
Oh, just pure entertainment. How to make pancakes.
Hey, you'll be flattened out like one, I'll tell you.
But there's a fine line there. You're either too light or too fluffy. Just so we,
You want to look pretty if that, what's his name, Stewart, running up, acting like he's going to block a guy, and Duke can run off, and here you.
Well, so there's got to be a reason though that they added him to they signed him.
Like, he's quick and shifty.
Yeah.
And so remember Darren Sproles a few years ago was 5'7", maybe 185 pounds, and he was a pretty good returner.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't think Stewart is gonna, because I try to look up for him to see if he did any kick returns or anything like that, but I couldn't find anything for sure. So
all right, so they're cutting Trey Stewart is kind of what we're getting to now. Are they keeping 2 or are they going to keep 3 running backs? Are they going to try to get Xavier Scott on the practice squad?
I think
he was on the practice squad last year.
Was he?
I believe so.
Well, I think they're going to cut Chandler, like you said. Maybe they'll start out with 2 running backs on the roster week 1 and put Scott on the practice squad.
So he's the first one going on the squad.
Are you in agreement? 2 running backs on the 53, putting Scott on the practice squad. Then, as far as that goes, you probably could go ahead and put Stewart on the practice squad, too.
Don't tell me what to do. It wasn't shifty.
All right.
But we're keeping Brett Rippon off the practice squad?
Do I want him on there? Let me see.
I think any team's going to have a quarterback on the practice squad.
Okay, here's the deal. Okay, I don't know. What is it getting paid by the Vikings? Any idea? Because my question is, if they cut Rippon, does that cancel out his contract for whatever amount they're paying him? Does that cut that contract out? Then is he going to be willing to sign on to the practice squad? Because
if they cut him, chances are that he probably will. It says that his cap hit for 2025 is a little over $1 million. So it's pretty much guaranteed. So they're going to have to pay that, I think, if it's guaranteed. I don't know how the salary cap works anymore.
Oh, they might have to end up paying him. I think they just cut him. Don't even bring him back on the practice squad. Because I don't think he's going to settle for whatever the practice squad.
Yeah, he's already 29, which it's funny to say when you're getting up there, but he's already 29, so he's going to be 30, and that's usually the number, right? Like any athlete, 30 is the kind of the plateau where it begins to kind of go downhill. And if he hasn't become a starter yet, or hasn't become even a backup, then that's kind of getting to the point where he might be at the end of his chances, I guess I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I take offense
to
that.
Let's keep him off.
30, going.
We'll keep him off. They might be on the lookout after cuts. Maybe they'll bring somebody else in, or maybe they cut him and bring him back.
Who knows?
I think it might depend
how that
on
works.
Yeah. All right, we'll keep him off. We'll head on to the receivers then. So who wants to start that off?
I'm not sure. Hey. What do you got on Justin Jefferson?
Of course, he's number 1.
We might put him on the practice.
He didn't get injured, did he?
Jefferson is fine. It's going to be, the question is going to be Jordan Addison. He'll be put on the 53, but he may be suspended. But anyways, I got all
what did
three
he
of
do?
them.
Tell us. I need to know.
He passed out on the side of like the highway in California.
Yeah, right
What?
at the airport.
He was
I think
smoking the
the NFL
marijuana.
I can guarantee he's going to be suspended after, especially after
I didn't even hear that. That's crazy.
the other thing with the speeding ticket prior, so.
I tried looking up his court information. I didn't see it. Like, I didn't see
Oh, I thought it was on the 12th, but I
he had a court date in
heard
December.
later at the 15th of July.
So it's coming up here. So we'll find out, because after that court date, that's when the NFL is going to decide how many games he'll be suspended.
Right.
If it's played down to
Well,
a misdemeanor, he might not even be.
We'll know by the time opener comes up. But anyways, I got myself, I put, of course, Jefferson, Addison, Naylor. Okay, number 4 receiver, I put Ty Filton. Number 5 receiver, I put Tim Jones. He's that one that's supposed to be, he's a fairly good receiver, but he's special team ace or something like that.
Tim Jones, yeah,
Then
that's correct.
The 6th receiver, I got the undrafted Sellas, Bolden.
Silas Bolden.
Yeah, I'm crazy, but that's who I got, my 6 receivers.
What do you think?
He might. Yeah, he might even start on the pup list.
Yeah.
So he might not even. He might be kind of a reserve. So should we take him off? Because he might not. He might not be even on the field week 1. But he might be on the pup list. The reserve list. So he might be hanging out there.
Yeah, I think that's where he's going to end up at. It's on the injured reserve.
Yeah, because I don't see him just cutting them completely right away.
Well, they're paying him peanuts, so, but there must be some hope there because they wouldn't sign him if there wasn't.
Well, and I think it's kind of like that Moneyball decision. So, like, a lot of the players they signed as free agents have some injury questions.
Yep.
So it's that Moneyball thing with, I'm drawing a blank on the GM right now.
Oh, Kwesi?
Yeah, Kwesi. So, and it's kind of a thing. It's a trend. So they're hoping that he heals up and he's able to contribute. But again, so he'll start on the pup. But I have a question. I mean, they have Thayer Thomas. I mean, they have Lucky Jackson. These players have been on the roster in previous years. So what do you see in Silas Bolden that you think he's going to be the... And again, you named 6, I think.
Yeah.
And they kept 7 last year.
Did they?
So if they're keeping 7, again, I would think that Tim Jones would be the 7th for special teams reasons.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So that
I put him
5.
there.
No. I'm saying that we have one more that could possibly make the team if we keep 7.
Well, okay. So I had Tim Jones, Ty Felton.
And you said Silas Bolden.
Yeah. And then
So
you got your choice with Thayer Thomas or Lucky Jackson. Who's the better of the two?
And that's just it. I
always heard Lucky Jackson really doing, when he's out there getting the ball. Thayer Thomas, I think, wasn't he the one that caught the pass from McCarthy when he got hurt that game?
No, they cut that guy. It was Lucky Jackson, and what was his name? He was on the field. He was a blocking wide receiver last year. But I think it's gonna be Lucky Jackson. I don't think it's gonna be Thayer Thomas.
Yeah.
But again, we could be crazy. I'm just gonna put this over here because what I'm gonna do.
We're gonna go with.
Well, then we can talk about, are any of these receivers going to make the practice squad?
I don't know.
Which Thayer Thomas, I think he's 27 already.
Yeah.
He's born a year before I graduated. So do you think they'll cut him and just go with some of the younger guys?
They'll be cutting ones that we don't, the 7. Yeah, they're all going to get cut. Which one are they going to bring back to the practice squad?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting to. I don't think it's going to be Thayer Thomas.
No.
I think they like Deshaun Jones.
God, there seemed to be who the heck was it? So you say you heard they like Jones, huh?
Tim Jones? Yeah.
No, Jashawn.
What?
Jashawn.
Which one?
It'd be easier if it was Deshaun, but not Jashawn.
Deshaun? Deshaun.
Well,
Well, here's what we'll do. Should we just go through what we're going to say? Okay, let's just go to 53, and then at the end, we'll kind of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I should have thought ahead, and hopefully we can remember who these positions are.
Now the tight ends.
I'm the tight end on and off the field. Did you freeze? All right, so TJ Hawkinson.
Daniel,
Starter, Josh Oliver, they re-signed him.
There you go. See,
Are you trying to work out a fart? What's going on? I was going to ask if you smelt burnt toast.
All right. Gonna keep Hawkinson, Josh Oliver, and the third tight end gonna be that Ben, whoever his name is, because our draft pick, I don't think Barthom, the whatever his name is, Galvin, isn't he? Yeah, he's the draft pick.
Yeah, from Pitt.
Yeah, and I don't think he'd been at he was at the OTAs, but he wasn't at the training camp thing. So or the mini camp. So I don't know about him. I got a question mark on him.
I don't know either. Well, if he wasn't at the training camp, I mean, that's required for everybody that's going to be considered.
Well, I'm talking about mini camp. Training camp is coming up. I'm talking about the mini camp. He wasn't there because there was a question about it. Nothing was said about if he was injured or what, but he wasn't out there on the field. So
Eurosec is an undrafted free agent, and they drafted Bartholomew. So I think Gavin Bartholomew is going to get every opportunity to make the roster.
Well, I'm going to go with him. I want him there as a number 3. It's just, if he's injured, I'm just throwing it as. But I guess we don't really know. But I'm going on the basis that he wasn't at mini camp and nobody knew anything or heard what the status was for that,
And which is tough in this time of year because they don't have to have an injury report.
That's right.
They don't have to have one until
week 1. But anyway, they usually let you know what player, why they're not there for personal reason or been injured or what.
So how many tight ends did they have? 4 last year? They like their tight ends too.
Oh yeah, Johnny Munn and wasn't what's his name on the roster? God, what was them too? In fact, he was one of the draft picks.
Yeah, I would have sight out of mind.
Yep. Well, I'm saying just going with 3.
We'll go with the 4 here.
You want to go ahead with the
3? 4? Well, let's go. I think the 4 last year, and it's gonna be pretty close. It's the same roster makeup they had last year.
All right, we'll go with 4.
And then if we need to, we can come back. But left tackle Christian Darasaw, he's going to be not starting. But obviously, he'll make the roster.
Well, he'll be on the roster, but is he going to be on injured reserve when the season starts?
Yeah, you got to assume that Justin or Leroy are going to move up. So they figure out what's what.
Yeah, and I think he'll be on the injured reserve to start the season, so he won't probably be back until week 4 or week 5.
He'll be there, but he doesn't count he's on injured reserve, so they can bring him back. So he's not going anywhere. To take his place, I think is going to be that Justin Skol or whatever, however you pronounce his name.
I think Watson would have, but maybe not. I don't know enough about either one of them yet.
I think it will be Skol.
Yeah, because he's been in the league for a while, and he's pretty.
And so that just means that Leroy Watson might start the season on the roster. Unless they have a swing tackle, which I'm not sure if Walter Rouse or Logan Brown can play both left tackle and right tackle.
There's always Blake Brandel.
Yeah, I mean, they do, but I mean, how many linemen did they keep last year?
Isn't it something like 10? 8 or 10? Well, I think they kept 10 because it was almost like a whole, trying to think. No, Rouse and, the Jurgen beat out, what's his name that was backup center last year. He was
last year they had 9 last year.
Okay.
So who's the backup? Is Huber a backup center?
No, Jurgen's gonna be the backup center.
Oh, I guess I got that on there. Durr. Yeah, some of the rosters I looked up only had 1 center.
Well,
These guys weren't even listed as centers. But I
Well-
have 3 from other, because I used 2 or 3 rosters to get this put together.
well, Michael Jordan was that one that they had to switch from tackle to center, or guard to center. I can't remember what position he played out of college, but they moved him inside, and he was the backup center last year.
Okay. Well, so we'll have Skol. We'll have Donovan Jackson, the guard they drafted.
Right.
We'll have Ryan Kelly as a center. Will
Right?
Fries is the right guard.
I
Neal's
think
the
he
right-
might be on the list too, because
can't
he
have nice
wasn't
things, can
even
we?
out there. He wasn't even out there during OTAs or mini camp.
All right. So are we throwing Joe Huber in there as the right guard starter for the season?
That's what I'm
I would.
thinking.
All right. So who are going to be the backups? So Michael Juergens is backup center. I don't think they have a guard that could be backup center, so he's sticking around. Blake Brandel will probably stick around because he does have a little flexibility
Yep.
with guard
I'm
and
assuming
possibly playing tackle.
And to be honest with you, well, how many is that? Because I'm thinking if we go Brian O'Neill, they're gonna keep Walter Rouge, or however, let they cut him and they keep Logan Brown. And I don't know, he was wasn't he a 6th rounder or something like that, or 7th rounder 2 drafts ago? How you want to do that?
I think
John
Logan Brown
Brown?
just signed this last year as a free agent, undrafted free agent.
Well, he came in this year, right?
Yeah, this offseason. Yeah, they
Logan
just
Brown.
this past draft. I like him,
Roush?
but didn't he play one of the guys they drafted? Or one of the undrafted free agents played guard. No, I'm lying. That was Donovan Jackson because he played guard and then switched out to tackle
Yeah.
and then played. But he's penciled in at guard. All right. Well, I got Skol, Jackson, Kelly, Huber, O'Neill. Then I'm thinking it's Rouse, Juergens, and Brandel for sure. So we got one more of these guys that I think they'll keep because they kept 9 last year.
All right. Let's see here. So if we count,
And I'll just wrong one.
so you're not counting Darisaw and Fries, right?
No, because they technically won't be on the 53.
Right. Well, then we got Leroy Watson, Henry Bird, C. Corral, Marcelius. Is that how you pronounce it? Johnson. One of them 3.
It might need to be Leroy Watson because they might need a backup left tackle just in case.
They
If
might-
there's
I
swing
don't know.
flexibility with any of these guys.
Well, let's go. I would say go ahead with him then. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Watson?
No, I would go with him.
they gave a $1 million contract. Counts for $1 million on our cap hit.
Does-
Gave $1,030,000, and then all of that accounts against our cap hit.
Yeah.
I put those off to the side. We'll talk about them later if we want to talk about the practice squad. Are they going to keep CJ Ham? Some teams are getting away from having their fullback. Are they going to keep their fullback? In years past, they brought in somebody that could, compete in camp, and this year they didn't.
So I think they're keeping him.
I think O'Connor really likes him.
And he's a good special teams player, too.
Yeah. And he's smart.
Well, and he's from Minnesota, too.
Makes him smart.
See, the only guy left from Minnesota? I think we talked about that in the previous episode. But should we head on over to the defense?
Yep.
All right, so since they have a 3-4, they got a left defensive end with the offseason signing, Jonathan Allen. Obviously, he's going to start. Harrison Phillips is going to be D-tackle. Right defensive end was another offseason signing, Jovan Hargrave. Left outside linebacker, Jonathan Grenard. Inside linebacker, Blake Cashman. The other inside is Ivan Pace Jr. Right outside linebacker, Andrew Van Ginkel, who I think he was number 88 of the top 100 players in the NFL last season.
Yep.
Then we have Isaiah Rogers, Jeff Okudah, Harrison Smith, Josh Metellus, and Byron Murphy Jr.
All that will be definitely on the roster.
It might be Harry's last year, but
And so those are 12. So the one question I have is Isaiah Rogers, is he going to be the starting outside corner, or is Byron Murphy Jr. going to be?
Bet you Byron is.
Because I think he would, and then move inside if they go into nickel.
Yeah.
But
Murphy
at any
will
rate-
be outside along with Isaiah Rogers. Unless McKee Blackman beats him out or whatever.
Well, some are projecting that Jeff Okudah is going to be a starting cornerback.
They're going to give him a shot, I guess. But then again, all depends what happens in training camp. Because Blackman
so I
was
think,
doing
though-
pretty good before he Well, now with the leg injury or knee.
All right. I guess we can talk about corners then and then move back into the other positions. So they signed Dwight McGlothern too. So is he going to make the team? And I'm assuming there's going to be a fifth corner.
Well, I don't either. Corners here, we know he's going to keep McLaughlin. I think they're going to keep Tyler Batty. They got him listed as right outside linebacker, though. But I don't know.
Well, let's just stick with corners, though, to kind of figure out that. We'll fill in that group there and then move on. But so they have
Okay.
Isaiah Rogers, Dwight McLaughlin, Jeff Okuda, Mekhi Blackman, and Byron Murphy Jr. Do you think it's going to be just them five? I think they keep 6 or 7 usually.
Okay, Makula, Rogers.
They may add another one or two. What is that, Samaya?
Okay, here's my thought. They're going to keep, they're going to have Akula Rogers, Dwight McLaughlin, Blackman, Teal Jackson, I think they're going to keep. That makes what? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who'd you say last? Did you say Theo Jackson?
Oh, he's a safety. Never mind.
So it's either going to be Ambry Thomas, Khalif Halassi, Zamaya Vaughn, Keenan Garber, Tavier Thomas, or Reddy Stewart.
I don't see a Stewart on this spreadsheet.
He's Nickelback.
Oh, is he?
Third team after Byron Murphy Jr.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know enough about these guys.
Should we just eeny, meeny, miny, mo? All right, we'll take it. Tavier Thomas.
Yep.
Why not?
I mean, once we get more of a feel for these guys, obviously, you know, they're listed as first, second, you know, third team for a reason. Just like we said, once we figure out what's what with the injuries and who's all going to be on it, you know, for the start of the season after week 1, you know, we'll be able to move along a little bit better on it.
Oh, yeah, but this is a prediction way too early.
Right.
This is without not even thinking of training camp. This is thinking.
Well, Dano, don't let them think that what they say is going to go. What we're doing right now, we're changing everything in the NFL right now. They don't even know what to do.
Yeah.
We're going to finish off with the special team, or we want to go back to defensive end. Don't matter to me. Daniel had this all planned out before we started. He's an open book.
Well,
you want to cover it, Daniel?
You want to hear what I got all down here? Do you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have asked if we didn't want to know.
Okay, here we go. I went down the list here, just like you did, Joe. We got the number ones all the way to the right outside linebacker, Van Ginkel. Okay. All right. This Tyron Ingram Dawkins going to make it. Jalen Redmond going to make it. Bo Rickner's going to make it. Kobe King is going to make it. Eric Wilson's going to make it. And Levi Drake Rodriguez going to make it. Gabriel Murphy's going to make it. And Tyler Batty's going to make it.
There we go.
Okay. They're going to need another D tackle, so it's either going to be Taki Taimani or Travis Bell.
I honestly don't know much about either one of them. I think I've heard some about Travis Bell, but I can't say about Taki.
Didn't he, Taki, make some, wasn't he on there last year?
Yeah, he was, and he had some buzz around him.
Yeah.
One of them big old Samoans.
But he did some good, made some good plays, right?
Yeah, maybe it's the second coming of Al Noga.
What the hell? We'll keep him.
You think so?
What do you guys think? What do you think?
Well, so then we'll go down the list then, because they're going to have to keep backups, free safety, and so Theo Jackson is going to make it. Jay Ward's going to make it.
Yep.
So we got, is that 27?
I don't know. My eyes are going cross-eyed.
Mine are too.
Got 27 highlighted. Half the roster.
Yeah, so that means that Brian Asamoah is going to be gone.
Yep.
But he has flexibility and could play special teams, could play even because wasn't he
he's a linebacker, but he hasn't played.
They like him. I wrote diary. All right, so let's count how many we have, though, all together.
I don't know. When I did it, I had 25.
47.
47 is what I thought.
All together. So all these guys we have so far on the roster.
Oh, yeah, there's more now. We're over.
We're over 53 right off the bat. there.
Yeah, so we're taking. That's probably why, because I didn't get rid of these guys.
But that's coming from two guys who are at a home that's mobile with the car outside that ain't.
It's kind of tedious.
It is.
Oh, no, you're pretty good at it, Joe.
Yep.
I've had practice. We're just gonna throw these guys over here. So what was the number that we have highlighted in yellow?
Holy
So we have 54, and that's without our punter, kicker,
long
and our
snapper.
long snapper. So that's 57 total.
Who are we kicking off?
I think we're gonna have to lose some of that third team.
I think this Jonathan Harris might not make it.
Maybe attempt to put him on a practice squad. I mean, obviously, whoever we're removing probably would have to project, but at least they'd try to put it on the practice squad. Anyway.
Yeah, I think what we'll do tonight, just because we're running kind of long already, we'll just talk about who's going to make the 53 man, and then next time we do a recording, we'll kind of fill in the practice squad maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds right.
All right, so we're at 56. I think we're going to have to lose a tight end.
You're right. Boy, oh boy.
But I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Gavin Bartholomew. We in agreement?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dice roll, really.
Yeah, no, it is definitely. We'll just see how close we are on our predictions down the road here.
So 55.
Two more. Got anybody you want to drop off, Daniel? Boy, it's kind of hard picking here.
Very hard picking on it.
Max, yeah. Max, I would say to keep. Lucky, Gavin, I'd keep all them.
So it's either, I think, a linebacker or a receiver, or both.
Yeah.
Maybe Gabrielle Murphy.
I was thinking Gabriel Murphy. Guess I don't know what's going on between Dallas Turner and Tyler Batty. I feel like one of those two.
Dallas Turner was a high draft pick last year, so he's sticking around. And I think they
Yeah.
like Tyler Batty a lot. So I think it might be Silas Bolden or Lucky Jackson.
I would have to say Lucky Jackson. You know, my personal opinion, but I think they all should just stay.
And I don't think the backup punter they brought in just for competition is going to stick around. So I'm just taking them off the board right now. So we're at 54 right now. Still can't hear you.
Nope,
Nothing's coming through.
There we go.
There you go.
You hit mute, huh?
Yeah, when I coughed a little bit ago, I forgot that. All right, this is who I had down for O-line. Follow my drift. Donovan Jackson, because Darisaw and Price going to be on the injury reserve, I bet you guys. So we got Donovan Jackson, Brian Kelly, Brian O'Neill, Justin Skol, Blake Brandel, Michael Jurgen, Joe Hubbard, Water Rouse, and Logan Brown. That's who I had. There's a total of 10, but 8 because of Darisaw and Prize on injury reserve. That would be 8 total.
Yeah, we're one person over on the 53 man, so we got to decide who we're dropping.
Yeah, and we were down to, we had to take Gabrielle Murphy away. And now, of all what we have here, I think the only thing that we can take away is a receiver. So my thoughts were taking away either Silas Bolden or Lucky Jackson.
Well,
they want Tim Jones for special teams.
I thought you took off Lucky Jackson. Well, go ahead and because we know what Lucky Jackson can do. I don't know if Bolden's can outplay him or out whatever.
Well, yeah, we'll take him off, but I think
Joe?
I was going to say, depending on how he plays in camp and preseason, he might even take over for Jalen Naylor. I mean, it's a possibility because he's the backup punt returner. So right now we don't have a backup slot, but any of these guys can play slot. Justin Jefferson played a lot of slot. I mean, it's not a big deal. So we're at 53 right now.
All right.
So I think they'll have some tough decisions to make in camp.
Yeah.
Well, he's only 5'8" himself, right? Silas Bolden.
Yeah, I guess I'm not exactly sure how big he is. Yeah, Jalen Naylor, I'm not sure how tall he is, but he's not the biggest guy either.
Oh, he put on weight.
Jalen Naylor did?
Yeah, he put on weight and bulked out. His last year on his contract, so he's beefed up so he can do a better job of blocking.
We got yoked, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm pretty happy with what we have here. Who knows? Anything can happen.
That is true. That is true.
I mean,
Any last
these guys going into training camp, somebody could get injured there.
Oh, that's true. It's, that's why they got 91 men.
Any parting thoughts?
No, I think we're good for now. We'll just have to go through the rest of them the next round.
Yeah, who we think we're going to make?
Yeah, we'll kind of go. Yeah, we'll talk about that next time, and then we'll figure out other things to fill in the time for us. But I'm pretty happy with this. I'll save this, and we'll. Any parting words?
Well, training camp is only is it what, a couple weeks away?
Yeah, I think 25th, something like that.
Yeah,
So
so
we'll be here right before we know it, and that means it's almost the end of summer, which is crazy to think about. It seems like it just started.
yeah, well, that's what it is. The summer football season starting. Yeah,
So you got the good and the bad, right? End of summer, beginning of fall, football starts, or opposite.
Well, yeah, once the season starts, it's about like 20 best days of the year, right? Weather-wise.
Yeah, until you got to go to the get this football game and it's raining, blowing, and cold.
Well, I think we can call it a wrap for tonight. If you like what we're doing, just subscribe. Make sure you're posting comments, letting us know how we're doing. And if you want to join us on an episode to talk about the Vikings or anybody else in the NFL, just drop us an email at skolchatwiscota@gmail.com. It'll be in the description down below. Anything else?
No, but I think we'll see you guys next time.
yeah. Well, good night, Joe. Good night, Tom. Good night, John. Y'all
Yeah,
have
take
a
it
good
easy.
evening.
Talk to you soon.
Sounds good.